Ladies and gentlemen, today is not about motivation, it's about transformation. In 1 week, you can become unrecognizable. Not next year, not someday, this week. But let me tell you something. Transformation is not for the interested, it's only for the committed. You see, most people want a new life, but refuse to bury the old one. They dance around change like it's a hobby. But if you want to be unrecognizable, you must decide that the person you are today is unfit for where you're going. You don't tweak your habits. You don't polish your flaws. You become a new creature. You wake up tomorrow and you speak differently, you think differently, you move differently, because the old you cannot survive in the future you deserve. You don't have a time management problem, you have a decision-making problem. Rich people don't manage time better, they command it better. They tell every minute where to go because they understand that who you become is hidden inside your calendar. You want to change your life in a week? Then shock your environment. Throw away the junk food, delete the apps, stop answering small-minded texts. Feed your mind with audacity, not anxiety. You want to stay comfortable? Stay broke. Stay stuck. Stay frustrated. Comfort is the cousin of poverty. You must operate at an uncomfortable speed. You must outpace your fear. You must outrun your doubt. You must outwork your limitations. Move like you're already the millionaire. Speak like you're already the leader. Think like you already won, because future you is waiting, but only if you move now. You have 1 week, 7 days, one decision: become unrecognizable or stay familiar. The choice is yours. Radical commitment is not simply a matter of being interested in something. Many people are interested in change, but few are committed enough to make the sacrifices and take the actions required to make that change a reality. Most people want to lose weight, get rich, or find success, but they don't want to disrupt their current way of living, their comfort zone, or their old habits. Interest is fleeting to passing feelings, something that comes and goes when it's convenient or when it feels good. Commitment, on the other hand, is an unshakable decision. It's a promise you make to yourself and the world that no matter the circumstances, no matter the obstacles, no matter how much discomfort you face, you will follow through. Commitment requires you to burn all bridges to the old version of yourself. It's a declaration that you will no longer be the person who dreams of change without making it happen. You must understand that if you are truly committed, there is no going back. Radical commitment means that your decision is bigger than the doubt that tries to hold you back. It means deciding that your desire for transformation is more important than the comfort of staying the same. In the next week, you're going to have aha moments where you feel the weight of resistance. You'll feel like quitting. You'll want to turn back to the familiar. But radical commitment doesn't let you quit. It locks you in. When you're committed, you will do what you said you would do, even when it gets hard, even when it doesn't feel convenient. You'll make sacrifices, push through moments of self-doubt, and give 110% every day, knowing that this week is the beginning of something life-changing. You're no longer just a person who is interested in success. You're a person who will stop at nothing to create it. When you try to change your habits without changing your identity, you're only putting a temporary fix on a deeper issue. Habits are the actions you take, but your identity is the person you believe yourself to be. Changing habits without shifting your identity is like trying to fill a bucket with holes. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get the result you're looking for. If you don't change how you see yourself, you'll always revert back to the person you were. Transformation happens when you shift the way you think about who you are. It's not enough to simply act like someone who is successful, disciplined, or wealthy. You need to become that person on a core identity level. You need to see yourself as someone who is worthy of success. You need to tell yourself that you are a person who follows through, who values discipline, who never quits. When you identify as the person you want to become, your actions follow naturally. This shift in identity is not about fake it till you make it. It's about truly internalizing the belief that you are not the person you used to be, but the person you are becoming. You're not just working on your behavior or actions, you are transforming your very essence. The person who is successful doesn't just act successful, they live it, breathe it, and own it in everything they do. In practical terms, this means changing the way you talk to yourself. Instead of saying, I'll try, you start saying, I am the kind of person who does this. Instead of thinking, maybe I can do this, you think, of course I can do this. Your identity is the foundation upon which all your actions will be built. The moment you believe that you are the type of person who makes things happen, your entire reality starts to shift there. So don't just change what you do, change who you are at the core, and everything else will align. To own your time like a billionaire, you must first understand that time is your most valuable asset, far more than money, status, or opportunities. A billionaire doesn't just have more money than the average person. They have an entirely different relationship with time. Time, to them, is something that is controlled, guarded, and meticulously allocated. Every minute of their day is planned with purpose because they understand that the decisions they make in the present dictate the future they create. Most people waste time because they don't realize its value until it's gone. They think there's always tomorrow. They think they have all the time in the world, but billionaires know that time is fleeting. They understand that every moment spent is a moment that can't be recaptured. That's why they don't leave their day to chance. Every task, meeting, and decision is intentional. They block out distractions and focus solely on what will move the needle forward toward their goals. Owning your time means becoming ruthlessly intentional with it. It means understanding that every second you spend is either investing in your future or spending it on things that won't move you forward. Billionaires understand the principle of leverage. They don't just trade their time for money. They use their time to create systems, opportunities, and businesses that allow money to flow to them, often without direct effort on their part. If you want to change your life, it starts with your daily habits. The moment you stop treating time as an endless resource and start treating it as the non-renewable commodity it is, your life will begin to change. This isn't about being busy. It's about being strategic. Every hour needs to be invested in your growth, your goals, your vision. You must learn to say no to things that don't serve your bigger purpose and say yes only to what will propel you forward. Most people are reactive with their time. They let others control their schedules, get caught up in things that don't matter, and allow distractions to derail their progress. Billionaires are proactive. They make their time work for them. They wake up with a clear plan, a list of priorities, and a commitment to seeing those priorities through no matter what. To own your time like a billionaire, start treating every moment as precious. Stop being the person who just gets through the day and become the person who maximizes every moment. Your time is the one thing that is truly yours. And when you control it, you control your destiny. If you want to change your life, you must first shock your environment. Your environment shapes your behavior, your mindset, and even your self-worth. The people you surround yourself with, the places you frequent, the information you consume, and the things you see daily all have a profound impact on who you are and who you become. To truly transform, you have to radically change what surrounds you. Think about it. If you keep doing the same thing, seeing the same people, and consuming the same information, you're only reinforcing the person you've always been. Your current environment keeps you in a cycle of comfort, familiarity, and mediocrity. The first step to becoming unrecognizable is to interrupt that cycle, to shake up your surroundings so that they no longer support the old you, but push you to grow into the new version of yourself. Shock your environment by eliminating anything that keeps you stuck in the past. This could be physical clutter, toxic relationships, negative self-talk, or habits that no longer serve your goals. Get rid of everything that represents the old you. If your home is cluttered and disorganized, it's reflecting a chaotic or unproductive mindset. Clean it out. If you're constantly surrounded by people who don't support your vision or who are stuck in negativity, cut ties or distance yourself from them. The people in your life should be elevating you, not draining your energy. Shock your environment by choosing new spaces that align with where you're going. Change where you work, how you work, and where you spend your time. You don't need to wait for a new home or office to make these changes. You can start right now by shifting the energy around you. If you want to think bigger, surround yourself with things that reflect that bigger vision. Put up images of your goals, vision boards, and reminders of what you're working toward. Create a physical space that feels aligned with your new identity. Shop your environment by consuming different information. If you want to grow, you need to feed your mind with ideas and inspiration that match the person you're becoming. Stop watching the same old shows, scrolling through negativity on social media, or reading material that doesn't push you forward. Invest in knowledge and insights that will expand your thinking. Books, podcasts, courses, and mentors are your new environment. Let them shape your worldview and drive your growth. And don't just shock your physical environment, shock your emotional environment as well. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to be better, who demand excellence from you, who push you to see things in new ways. You need people who will not accept mediocrity from you, who will hold you accountable to your highest standards. Shocking your environment is about stepping outside of what feels comfortable and familiar. It's about shaking things up so that your life forces you to grow. The old you cannot exist in the new environment you are creating. And that's the point. If you truly want to change, your environment must no longer reflect who you were, but who you are becoming. To change your life in a week, you must operate at an uncomfortable speed. Growth does not happen at a comfortable pace. It doesn't happen when you ease into things, waiting for the perfect moment or the right feeling. Real progress is made when you move faster than you think you're ready for. The reason most people stay stuck is because they approach their goals with hesitation, doubt, and a desire to avoid discomfort. But discomfort is the signal of change, the marker that you're doing something new, something that's pushing you past the limits of the person you used to be. Most people think they need to wait until they feel confident or until they feel like they have everything figured out, but the truth is you'll never feel completely ready. Success is born in the moments where you're uncertain, where you feel the fear and you move forward anyway. You cannot let your doubts, fears, or uncertainty determine your pace. If you do, you'll only move as fast as your comfort zone allows, which will never be fast enough to create the life you truly want. The key to operating at an uncomfortable speed is to take action before you feel ready. It's about moving so quickly that you don't have time to talk yourself out of it. When you move fast, you force yourself to learn faster, make decisions quicker, and take bold action. You stop overthinking and start doing. The faster you move, the more you'll discover about yourself. You'll realize that your limits aren't as real as you thought. You'll break through barriers you didn't even know existed. At this speed, failure becomes an ally, not something to avoid. When you're moving quickly, you'll inevitably stumble, and that's exactly the point. Failure is just feedback, and if you're moving at an uncomfortable speed, you'll get more feedback in a week than most people get in a year. That feedback will help you refine your approach, adjust your tactics, and recalibrate your strategy. Speed creates momentum, and momentum creates results. The faster you move, the faster you learn, and the faster you achieve success. You must also understand that when you operate at this speed, you leave no room for distractions. You don't have time to entertain procrastination or waste energy on things that aren't aligned with your vision. Every moment is used with purpose, and every task is completed with urgency. By making speed your ally, you shift from a state of indecision to one of total clarity. The longer you sit and think about something, the more you'll second guess yourself. The faster you act, the more you will trust yourself and the decisions you make. Operating at an uncomfortable speed means stepping out of the shadows of indecision and doubt and into a place where the future is being shaped by your actions right now. It's uncomfortable because it demands more of you than you think you can give, but that's exactly why it works. The discomfort you feel today is the proof of your transformation tomorrow. When you move at an uncomfortable speed, you break free from the constraints of your past self and accelerate toward the life you've always wanted. If you want change, you can't afford to move slowly. Time is limited, and every moment you waste is a moment you can never get back. The faster you go, the faster you will become unrecognizable. And in 1 week, if you operate at an uncomfortable speed, you will have moved further than most people do in a year. To truly transform, you must learn to speak and act in the future tense. Most people remain trapped in their past, speaking about their goals and desires in the present or past tense. They say, I hope to do this one day, or I tried to make that happen. But the key to becoming unrecognizable is to start living as the person you want to become today, right now. Your future is not something you're waiting for. It's something you must step into with your words and your actions. When you speak in future tense, you're no longer talking about your dreams as if they're distant or uncertain. You speak as if they are already unfolding. Instead of saying, I hope to be successful, you say, I am becoming successful. Instead of saying, I wish I could be healthier, you say, I am living a healthy life. By shifting your language, you are telling your mind and the world that the future you want is already on its way. Your words are incredibly powerful because they shape your reality. When you speak in the present about a future you're working toward, you create a sense of inevitability. You stop leaving room for doubt or hesitation. You make your future a certainty in your mind. And because of that, you start to act in ways that align with that future. If you say, I am building a business that changes lives, you automatically start taking the actions that align with building that business. You don't wait for permission. You take ownership of your future by speaking as if it's already happening. Acting in the future tense means stepping into the behaviors and habits of the person you are becoming. It means not waiting for the perfect time or the perfect circumstances, but deciding to act as if everything is already in motion. The person you are becoming doesn't wait for external validation. They don't wait for someone to tell them they're ready. They simply act in alignment with the vision they've created for themselves. When you begin to act in future tense, you move with certainty. You're no longer uncertain about what you're capable of. You act as if you're already living the life you've imagined. If you want to be an entrepreneur, stop waiting for the right moment and start taking actions like one. If you want to be fit, stop waiting for motivation to strike and start training like the healthiest version of yourself. The person who is already successful doesn't ask if they're capable or worthy. They just do the things that successful people do. When you speak and act in future tense, you collapse the gap between where you are now and where you're going. You remove the space between your present reality and your desired future because you begin to embody that future now. This isn't about pretending or faking it. This is about stepping into the role you are destined for. The more you live as the person you will be in the future, the sooner that future will become your present. If you want to become unrecognizable, speak as if the success, the health, the happiness, and the abundance you desire are already here. Don't wait for the world to catch up with your dreams. Bring your dreams to life by acting and speaking as if they've already been realized. Your words will shape your actions, and your actions will bring your future to life. In conclusion, becoming unrecognizable in 1 week is not a matter of luck or circumstance. It's about making a conscious, radical decision to transform every aspect of your life. It starts with radical commitment, where you burn the bridges to your old self and make an unwavering decision that your future is non-negotiable. From there, you shift your identity, stepping into the person you are becoming and no longer identifying with the limitations of the past. Owning your time like a billionaire means treating every minute as an investment, a crucial building block in the life you're creating. Shocking your environment forces your mind and soul to adapt, grow, and evolve. By doing so, you will refuse to be held hostage by the comfort of your old habits and surroundings. Operating at an uncomfortable speed pushes you to move faster than you feel ready for because momentum accelerates results. and there is no time to waste. And finally, when you speak and act in future tense, you take ownership of your destiny. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and you start living as the person